Time to work on abilities. This is something that I go back and forward on a lot. The architecture of how to create an ability, um, deciding what should be common to all abilities and what should be left out, so it can be ability specific. If I even want to have sort of hard-coded abilities. So I'm going to try and build a component-based ability system, similar to the liquid fire again, but my design is going to be a bit different. So the way I see this working, let's get Notepad out. There'll be an ability base class or abstract class, and then attached to this will be some kind of target condition list, I guess. We want more than one. So this can be things like the target must be alive. That could be a very base one. Or it could be the target must be dead. Or it could be the target must not be a construct. And this is things like healing magic. It doesn't heal sort of robots and constructs and things. So you can say that in order for this to work, the target must not be a construct. So that's the purpose of a condition list. Each of those conditions must be met in order for the next part to run. So the next part is an effect container list. And an effect container will hold the hit chance of that container, an effect list for that container. And an ability will also hold some kind of way of distinguishing a range, some way of distinguishing an area that it hits, and a cost. And that doesn't have to be like MP or mana or anything. That can be HP, that can be item cost. So I'll cater for all of that. So the effect container list, the reason that this is going to work the way I hope it does anyway, is if your condition list is it must be an ally, then you may want to heal that ally. So the target condition would be the target must be an ally, and then that effect container list will have a guaranteed hit chance, and the effect list will contain a cure, a way of healing damage. But then, if the target condition is an enemy, then you can set one up as well for a target condition list. The target must be an enemy. The target must be undead, and then you can fill the container with some kind of offensive hit chance and some kind of damaging effect instead of healing. So that's the idea behind it. And you get all other spells like this too. There could be things in D&D say um, you uh, you get one sort of DC if the creature's willing, and then maybe a different DC if they're not willing. Or it's guaranteed if they're willing, and you need to roll a DC if they're not willing. So this could cater for that, where the target, if it's an ally, guarantee the hit chance, but then if the target is an enemy, then you give them a different hit chance and even the same effect. So that's why I've kind of went with this. I hope it covers everything. I guess I can see as I go, and then try and fix it if not. But it sounds like it should work. So I'll just start building and then see where it goes. So I think this video might be quite long, or maybe a couple of videos involved. Let's create an abilities folder. And I quite like having just a component setup. So maybe we'll call this fire, or ability.fire, just so it's a bit more clear what this is. And I'll create just an ability class. And this will be the central point that I think I can pull everything from this. We'll just attach it. And then let's start with the cost. You know what? That's kind of silly because we don't have mana or anything right now. I guess range is the most pressing one. And I do need to remind myself to go back and change how movement works, because movement isn't just a static everyone works the same way thing. So I'll need to remember to update that later. Okay, let's go for range and I'll see if I can get it working. So I'll make just I probably should call it ability range, but it's maybe range is fine. Maybe range, cost, area. These things might be fine, and they may be reusable if I don't call them ability range, ability cost. Let's just try it. So range shouldn't be a class of its own. It should be abstract. What do we need with a range? We probably need the same pathfinding. Maybe a list of vector3 ints. Get positions and range maybe. And I think we want to pass in the user of the ability. So this might be battle unit user. Although this will be abstract for sure, because this is 100% going to change based on the type of range. So this is a potential right now. I'm not sure if we need it, but I usually find I need to pass in the user and the target a lot to functions like this. That might be it. Get positions in range. You know what? Let's have a serialized field for a private boolean that says should exclude user. We'll just default it at false. So the point of this would be, if you want to cast cure, you would leave exclude user to false, because you do want to include the user's position. So say it was stretching out over 2 tiles of a distance, 2 tile range. Including the user would include the point at which the user is standing. Exclude the user would mean we get rid of that tile and they can't target themselves with the ability. So we just give them the option to turn this on and off for any of the ranges, I think. Okay, so that's the base range. Now we need something to build on top of it. Um, so let's go for set distance range. Hmm. Does that describe it enough? So the point of this one is just up to 4 or up to 5 different distance, and having a way of just setting just a number how far away this person can target. Yeah, set distance. So this will inherit from range, and we need to implement abstract class. So in here is where we're going to provide some way of knowing the distance. A simple integer distance. And that's why we need user, maybe the height. It might be a height difference here. Serialized field. So distance and height. Huh. I wonder if I can just pass in height as if it was a jump height and it would still work. Okay, let's try. So it might be as simple as saying return. Oh, we don't have access to the path finding here. Can this all just be turned into a static? It takes in a grid system, which is not brilliant. So if I just flip that, yeah, the grid system is going to be a problem. Maybe the grid system can be turned into a singleton so everything can use it when it needs. Because this doesn't really need to be saving anything. It doesn't hold on to anything. It just performs an action. So let's get rid of the grid system. This is a set value, which is fine. I like to make constants all capitals to make it obvious. Okay, grid system. Let's see. So this is a little bit of refactoring. We do use the awake. Public static grid system installs. Let's flip this into a start, just so I can use the awake at the top. This equals this, and then we'll just hide it off in a singleton region. Get out of here. Grid object dictionary. Ping, 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 ping. Okay, so has everything Is everything going to just be fine? Grid system.instance grid object. So by making this an instance, or a singleton, sorry, I probably just need to double check that you're not going to be able to set things by accident. No, you need to explicitly add, remove, or doing some checks. Okay. So back here, we might be able to just return pathfinding dot get reachable positions, and the start position is going to be simply the user's position, vector3 instance, vector3 integer. Movement range is going to be the distance, and height will be the jump height. But really, this should be changed from jump height to just height. And there's also going to be arrows somewhere, so I'll just come in here and yep, we don't need that. And then anywhere that used that should throw an error, and then I can just update that with pathfinding get reachable. There we go. We don't need to go into an object, we just grab it now. All good. It's missing the class extension of native class. I should get rid of this. What is this? So because we have the what's it called? If should, where is it? Is it private? It should be protected. Protected. Should exclude user. Because we've got that, we do need to check. If should exclude user, we will remove the user's position and then return the positions. So that's as simple as that, I believe. And I should test this as I go rather than just coding up all of it and then trying and just hoping it works at the end. So how else do we do this? Battle state, grid system, get out here. Select action battle state. So maybe we'll just do it on right click just because that's what we've got access to. On right click. Get under here just to be neat. We will just go and create another state. I wonder if this can be repurposed. Instead of select a move position, it's maybe just select position, and then there'll be a way of passing in what type of range or movement or whatever we're working with. And really, the move should just be a skill rather than its own special thing. And then when we perform the move skill, we just take the position we've clicked on and then we move there rather than performing an action there. So that's probably what will happen in the future, but right now I think I'll keep it separate just because. what? I don't know, because this does create move markers and everything. Is there ever a reason why I'd want to keep movement and targeting different? Maybe they create different colored things on the field. Okay, we'll just copy select move position and paste it. And then we will do select target position. Okay, this is just going to be some wording changes. Just make it position marker list. Highlight the tells you can target acting unit, start position, height will be whatever the chosen ability is. Switch to chosen ability. And it won't be movement left, this will be the range. Switch to chosen ability range. Targetable positions, get reachable positions. See, even reachable is a very movement focused. I don't know, maybe where your spell or where your ability can reach. So maybe this is fine. Movement left will be range, and that will simply be height. For each of these, generate a target marker. Maybe we'll just make another marker. You can just use the same one and change the color, but it's probably more obvious what we're doing if we just create a different one. Again, that's something that if you're trying to really knuckle down, maybe bring the size of your game down, have less prefabs, just do a bit of nifty code, something like that might be better. But that should probably all come far later in the development cycle. So let's see, prefab, let's duplicate that. Target marker, I'll just give it a different color. And you can add scripts to this object that say grab the visual and then maybe grab the material and then increase and decrease the opacity. So that would give you some kind of effect like it would go like that, blinking. And I may add that because it's kind of cool and I've seen that a lot in games and it helps to distinguish more obviously where you can move and where you can't. See, that color I've just chosen might be really bad for the water, but we'll see. We'll see it in action. Set distance range. With fire, you can hit, say, 4 up and 5 away. And Doesn't exclude the user. Maybe you want to cast fire on yourself. Where's the config? So we can copy this, target marker prefab, slap the target marker in there, go back to the code, replace that. Just if you are following along or whatever, good luck, but just make sure you're changing the correct one. You don't want to be in the select move position and then rewriting all this code when you shouldn't be. So we're just creating markers at the point. When you left click, we don't want it to move or anything, so this probably all changes. Maybe we'll just say we've targeted something and then clear the point. Because we're not really bothered about performing any action right now, we just want to see that it can show us the range that we want. So yeah, a lot of this seems like the same kind of code. You're basically doing the same thing, you're just marking up a few tiles on the board. So turn controller, we're just going to hard code something for testing. Where should we do it? Probably up near the top somewhere. So serialize field, private. Let's just go ability. Selected ability. We'll make it public just for the hell of it so we can use it quickly. Nice. So in here, get the height. This is the chosen ability height. So we'll use battle dot turn dot ability, but we don't actually have anything on the ability yet. So we're flip-flopping all over the place, but it's going to be fine. Where is the range? Set distance range. So we need to... Do we need this? No, we're just using get position and range. Let's see. Yeah, we don't need to perform this here because we're going to use the range itself. That's what we do. So, list of vector3 ints, target positions. Okay, targetable positions, we can just use that. Equals selected ability. We will have some way of getting the range. Make a property that will get, and it will return get component of range. So we don't want to be dragging and dropping, we just want to be able to access it. Because if anything changes, I don't want all the links getting broken. And then you should be able to just use get position and range. Range, get position and range. And then pass in the user, which is acting battle unit. So now targetable positions is fine, just like that. So let's go to fire. We have the distance on it. We can make a prefab just to keep it safe. Call it abilities, drag it in. Um, and then the turn controller will need it. So we'll just put it in there. So again, this will be done dynamically through the menu. When you click on something, it will select that ability and then put you to the targeting phase or state. Let's just see what happens. So if I right click, it should open up. Not implemented. Did I? Oh. Okay. Select action. Oh yeah, we don't actually change to the target position battle state. Okay. Now let's see. So if I right click, it should take us to that state. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looking good. Height of 4. Yeah, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's pretending we're trying to move there. I get it. So we're going to need a different function that simply says yeah, it doesn't care what's in the way. Like it's blocking these out because you can't move there, whereas you should be able to target there. So we're back to the drawing board with targeting skills. But that makes sense because this doesn't really work. We're trying to check the distance between or the height difference between this and that before being allowed to go there. So the whole thing kind of doesn't work for targeting skills. Okay, get reachable position. Get targetable positions is probably the better way of spelling it. Range. Hopefully that doesn't change it everywhere else. Yeah, okay, good, good. So this can remain jump height since this is movement specific. Get targetable positions. Let's see. What needs to change? So the height is going to be the difference. The distance. Start position is the user's position. So we do still want to figure out the real world height based on height minus start position. Oh no, it would be start position plus minus height gives us the range we can cast in. So let's just put that in variables actually. Minimum targetable height equals start position dot y minus height, and then the maximum, because that's really what we're checking. We don't care if it's the difference between this tile to that tile. It's just, is it greater than that and less than that? That's all we care about. So we're opening the list, getting the neighbors. If it's in the closed, fine. This needs to be can target. Okay. this, maybe don't do that. Just call it can target position. And then we're going to call this height again. No, this should be the minimum and the maximum heights. Minimum targetable height, maximum targetable height. So we get targetable positions, can target position, and then we're going to pass these in. Minimum, maximum. Lovely. We don't care about tentative cost, do we? I guess we do, because that's the next spot, I imagine. So this is, I think this was the crux of the problem. Can we move there? But now we've changed to can target, we can take out some of the problems. Equals new vector. Oh, okay, it's just minimum targetable height multiplied by step height, and then maximum real world max height. Okay, let's get stuck back in. Current world position. What does this mean? Why is it current world and world position? See, this is naming problems. Was it in this as well? Yeah, yeah. Current world position and just world position. World position to check. That's much better. Right, world position to check. So we still want it to be on a collidable point. That still makes sense. We don't want it going underground and things. We don't care if something's there, because technically if something is there, that's the point. But we might want to just target the ground and things, so we'll just strip that out for now. I'll comment it. I'll comment it out because we may want to do some changes. Check upward restriction. This is the kicker here. We don't care. We don't really care about the. Okay, the Y difference is good. What do you mean moving up? Does this not check moving down? Upward jump restriction. What? Do we not check for downwards as well? What's max jump height? Okay, so this seems wrong as well. It looks like we want it to jump up and down. But it seems like it was working. I wonder if it's just letting anyone jump from any height down anyway, which I which is an interesting thought. You can always jump down, but you might not be able to jump back up. Um, maybe that's fine. Maybe I allow people to jump down from any height, but if their jump isn't good enough, then we can have like fall damage and things. So maybe a ninja class jumping from the top of the wall will take no damage, but a knight in full armor jumping down will take maybe some damage per one that he falls or something. So maybe just need to keep an eye on that. Doesn't Maybe it does, but it doesn't seem at a glance to cater for downward jumping. Okay, but back to this. The Y difference between the current position world height difference, okay. I don't think we care about what direction it is. So the what's the actual calculation here? Position to check minus that gives you a height. Am I not already doing some of this here so it doesn't need to do this? You would just do world position to check minus current world position Y, right? World position to check Y minus current world position Y, and that gives you the the actual distance. We don't need that. And I've already got the real world min, real world max, so we don't need that. Y diff is greater than real world min, and Y diff is less than or equal to real world max height. Hold on. If it's less than the minimum or if it's greater than the maximum, that's when we return false, right? Can target position is what we're going to do here. Get positions in range. Where did it go? Where did it go? It is. Okay, so it's not get reachable positions anymore. That's not what we want. It's get targetable positions. And let's just see what happens. Because of the way I've made the target, I don't know if we'll even see it underneath the people without moving them. So that could be a problem. So we can't reach here now. The height was what? 4? Let's make the height 3 and see if we can still target this block here. Oh wait, shit! I pressed the wrong button. I think. I think I did move. So move is fine. Right click. Can still target this nonsense. Okay. Why? I also think when we target and then we want to change state back to select action, but that's a very minor thing compared to the current problem. Why does it still want to hit everything? 4 height should be 1 unit, which is 1 block. So right click and it says that's fine, but it's 8 high. That's 4 high. So something's clearly not working still. The distance is trying to get the targetable position, passing in the height, the distance, and in here we are doing can target like that. It expands to the range. So let's see, can target. What did I screw up? Yo. Let's debug what the real world values are. Oh, hold on. Am I doing this wrong? What's the minimum? That that does that doesn't make sense, I don't think. I don't think we care about the start position. So what's this giving us? If we start at 0, that gives us -4 up to 4. -4 up to 4. And then when we do this, that would be -1 to 1. And then we say if the difference between so if this is 2 and we're on 0, 2 minus 0 is 2 less than -4. Oh, it should be real world. Is 2 less than 1? No. Is 2 less than -1? Is 2 greater than -1? Is 2 fucking hell. Is 2 greater than 1? That should say yes, which means return false. So I need to find out what's going on. We'll actually write down what that is so I'm not blanking. So we get the real world min, real world max. -1, 1. So we're writing that out a billion times because I put it in a bad place. Okay. Y-diff of 0. So that's all these. Yeah, it's every time it targets something. That's not useful. Y-def of 0. So 1 minus 1, we understand that. Yep, that's fine. Get it out of here. Minus 0.75. Oh yeah, I should also debug the world position to check, because then we know what we're actually looking at. Which one of these is causing the issue. So a lot of zeros. There's 1, which gives it the -1 because it's 1 up. Where is the 2 on the Y? I'm not seeing it. 2 on the Y, let's see. Couple of 1s. Couple of halves. What the hell does that mean? Oh, that'll be these. That'll be these. Okay, okay. There's a 2, and it's given a Y difference of 1. Why? Current world position. Oh no, it's the current node. So it's still okay. Okay, so current position should just be where the user is standing. And hopefully that's it and it doesn't break everything else. We're still using the current node to get the neighbors, but when we're checking if it's valid, we want to check the position of the user. Okay. I'm optimistic. Let's see if we can just simply change this to the start position. Yeah. Yeah. So now it can't target that shit. We'll try and move somewhere and it still can't. That's really good. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It still goes the 5 distance. Let's see. Can we just change this here and see it update? So distance 3. We'll skip turn. Nah, maybe it doesn't work like that. We swap it to 3 here, we'll go again. Okay, okay, we found another problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's determined to go the 5. Why do you want to do that? It's 1. Hmm. What? It seems I can break the movement by right clicking as well. Let's see if I can. Did I forget to unsubscribe? So we're going in. We're not. There we go. There's a great example of why you need to remember to unsubscribe. Otherwise, that you can just keep doing this shit. It just keeps returning. I probably did it with this one as well. Nope, that's the wrong one. This one. On right click, yep, I didn't even, I didn't go out of any of them. Okay, unsubscribe. Now let's just double check that. I've not fixed the number issue yet, but I shouldn't be able to cancel out of a movement now. And it still does it. On right click, you leave right click. Oh my god, all 3 of them. All 3 of them. Sloppy. Yep, there we go. I can't cancel it this time. Alright, so let's see what this other issue is. Turn controller, selectability. Oh, I know what the problem is. I made a prefab out of this, which means we don't need this one anymore. I'm using these values. So it was always 5. So let's just see, if I go in a test, it says, oh, there's 5. But then if I make it 3 on the prefab, there we go. I can only fire 3 spaces away. And maybe make it 5 again, but make the height 1. Yep, it can only reach 1 above. Can't go up, can't go down. Okay, it's looking good. Got some good progress. So that's maybe I'll make one more range script, just make it self. Self range. There'll be no distance, no height. And this is where I do want the target actually. Range. Let's just add in a target as well. So I need to update the distance range by adding in target. But it doesn't actually change this code, it just means it's being passed in for use. Let's change it in the console too. These little errors. This one. No. Okay, it's forcing me. I thought the problem would be elsewhere when we actually use it. Okay, that's fine. I'll do this now. Add in a target. So we don't need this list of positions. If we should exclude the user, we should probably return an empty list and tell them they're stupid, because this is a self range and you ticked to not include self. So just return empty. Otherwise, we want to just double check. If user is equal to target, return new list of vectors, and the only one in here would be user position v3i, because this is the user's position, so we're targeting the user. Otherwise, we return nothing, because they're trying to target someone that isn't themselves, which means the self range breaks. This is the one I thought, yeah. In here we need to pass in a target. We don't have a target yet. So let's just make something up for in the meantime. So we have target move position. We will make private battle unit, private list of vector3 ints, target positions. Okay, return target positions. So these are the positions that we want to target with our spells, etc. Oh, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. We don't have a target, you silly fool. So I guess we just assume that user is themselves. That's probably the only reasonable way of doing this. So my thinking was completely off base there. We don't need to return an empty, we just need to return the user's position. There we go. Get rid of this. And we don't have a target yet, so yeah, that was kind of silly. Okay, range, self range I think is done. Distance range I think is done. So maybe I should just call it here and then call this video range or something. And then maybe work on the area next. Yep, I'll do that.